Hey guys, what's up? In this video, I want to compare the specs and features of the HTC One M8 to the another HTC One smartphone, which is called as the HTC One Max, which is actually a phablet. So let's start off from the specs comparison here. So in terms of the display, we have a 5.0-inch display on the new HTC One M8 versus a 5.9-inch display on the HTC One Max, of course a phablet, and both displays are 1080p HD displays, where the PPI on the HTC One M8 is 441 PPI versus a 373 PPI on the HTC One Max, and both displays are multi-touch. And also in terms of the body material, both devices are made of aluminium. And in terms of the weight, the HTC One Max is very heavier at about 217 gram versus 160 gram of weight on the HTC One M8. And in terms of the software, we have Android 4.4.2 KitKat with the HTC Sense 6.0 UI on the new HTC One M8, which comes with it right out of the box. Whereas on the HTC One Max, it is upgradable to the Sense 6.0 with 4.4.2 KitKat from Sense 5.5 UI. So yes, in terms of the software, both are equal. And in terms of the on the dimensions, the HTC One M8 is a little bit slimmer, almost 1 millimeter slimmer than the HTC One Max, about 9.35 millimeter versus 10.29 millimeter. In terms of the camera, we have a 4 megapixel ultra pixel camera on the HTC One M8 with the new twin sensor and dual LED flash, whereas we get only a normal 4 megapixel ultra pixel camera, same as the HTC One on the HTC One Max, with a single LED flash. And also we do have different features like autofocus, digital image stabilization, white balance present, digital zoom, geotagging HDR, and stuff like that. And also in terms of the video recording, both devices can record 1080p HD video at 60 as well as 30 frames per second. And also in terms of the front-facing camera, we have a whopping 5 megapixel front-facing camera on the new HTC One M8, whereas on the HTC One Max we have that same 2.1 megapixel front-facing camera that can record a 1080p HD video as well as 720p HD video. Looking at the hardware, we have a Snapdragon 801 processor versus a Snapdragon 600 processor on the HTC One Max. In terms of the cores, we have 4 cores clocked at 2.3 GHz on the HTC One M8 versus 4 cores clocked at 1.7 GHz on the HTC One Max. And in terms of the GPU, we have a 50% faster GPU on the HTC One M8, which is Adreno 330 GPU versus the previous Adreno 320 GPU on the HTC One Max. And in terms of the system memory or RAM, we have 2 GB of RAM on both devices. Even though the HTC One Max is a phablet, they should have put like 3 GB of RAM, but they stick with the 2 GB of RAM. And also built-in storage is 16 GB on both devices, whereas both devices sports micro SD slot option up to 128 GB. And in terms of the battery capacity, we have 3300 mAh battery on the HTC One Max, of course a phablet, and whereas for our phone, the HTC One M8 has a 2600 mAh battery, slightly larger battery as compared to the 2300 mAh battery of the previous HTC One. In terms of the availability and releasing, the HTC One Max is currently available on all major carriers, whereas the HTC One M8 is also available on all major carriers except T-Mobile, whereas the off-contract price of the HTC One M8 will be $649. So thanks for watching, guys, and this is my quick little comparison of specs between these two devices. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you do, then please give this video a thumbs up. And if you have any questions related to this video, then you can comment down below, and I will see you in my next video. Peace out.